I've been very busy with real life, so this video is coming to you a bit later than I had originally planned. Firstly, I had no idea my quick start guide would be seen by so many people, otherwise I may have done it a bit differently, like swearing a bit less. The memes though, those are always going to be there. If anything, for a Touhou video mine was too light on the memes, so I decided to fix that mistake by shitposting even more in this one. Speaking of mistakes, I made one mistake in my quick start guide, or at least I think it's a mistake. I said you could get 3 paper dolls from a one-time achievement. I consulted with a friend who said that sounded right, and even the devs and vets didn't correct me, so I assumed that information was good. Turns out that was probably from some kind of Twitter competition or Google Play Store thing, kind of like how we got one in Global. So I apologize for that mistake. Some people were disappointed that this game has no multiplayer, but I see that as a good reason to do what you want without pressure. If you come into this game expecting to go all out at the start, you'll probably be disappointed. But for me, this is the ideal kind of game to slowly plug away at and enjoy on the side. I know I made it sound like meta is everything in this game, but besides starting with Yomu, I plan to roll for Touhou's I want and no other reason. I'm going to invest in Marisa, even if people don't consider her to be that good. You can choose to be the meta slave or become the average Touhou enjoyer like myself. If you're like me though, you're currently piss broke waiting for Fumo coin to take off and be worth more than 1,500 a roll. It turns out that relying on the donation box at Reimu's Shrine is not a good idea. The fact that we are getting any coins at all is probably a surprise to Reimu. Now since we are all unique protagonists in our own game, my idea for how to fix this may not match yours. As much as I like their schoolgirl outfits, I realize that Reimu's costume is hiding her greatest asset, and that is her armpits. After friends and viewers have gotten me into this degenerate VTuber rabbit hole, it's given me the idea that Reimu could make more money selling her armpit water on the Gensokyo net. It'd be at least worth trying over the begging we're doing now. Let me show you my squad so far. I've been so busy that I've barely done any farming at all, but that's okay. Several of my units are limit broken once, and Yomu has been limit broken twice. I haven't used my paper dolls yet. I'm going to keep saving them until I feel the need to use them. I haven't awakened my units too much yet because as a collector, I have trouble partying with all my low rarity story cards. I'll probably keep one copy of each 3-star for keepsies and disenchant the rest. I've gone against my own advice and used pink cubes to roll in the 72-hour banner and some other things, but I'm not free to play. I have in fact spent about $30 or so far, as I plan to be a light spender in this game for a bit. Of course, light spender to some means buying the pass and really nothing else, but I come from a game that has a 1% rate for the rare units, and even when I bought like 200 USD worth of goodie bags, I wasn't even considered to be close to whaling in that game. Unfortunately, I was not born as a Saudi prince, so I don't think I'll go on a ramen only diet to feed my gacha addiction. I haven't done too much on Lunatic yet, but I saw some people had trouble with the chapter 1 boss. But luckily for me, the boss is weak to moon damage, and Patchy has some thick moon damage to deal with her. I'm currently trying to roll for Yuko, and you can see how great that is going. After this banner, I may try getting Remy or Flan next. They're some of the most popular Touhous, but I feel like I can identify with them a bit. Remy hates humankind, and Flan spends all her time locked up in the basement, so you know she's probably a gamer too, especially with all that RGB lighting. Now that I can actually read the story, I'm really enjoying it. It might be slightly confusing seeing so many characters early on if you're new to Touhou, but I think the calm atmosphere and turn-based combat makes this actually a great entry to the series. I mean, it's better than being shot down by a bunch of hatted women and their glowing balls. I'll admit that I never got that far in the Touhou games. I always feel like going back to them, but bullet hell games aren't really my cup of tea. But luckily, I'd say 99% of Touhou fandom is in the same boat as me. I took interest in Touhou several years ago from playing Osu in online lobbies, and people would spend the whole night playing various Touhou songs and remixes. I've probably seen about every Touhou Nico video just from playing Osu alone. The doujin scene for Touhou back then was insane too. There's so many song remixes. Go ahead and look up Touhou Jazz. You'll see there's quite a few albums just of that genre. You could probably get away with playing it around your normie friends and family too. At least until a song with vocals starts playing, then they might get suspicious of its origin. If the official games aren't your thing, I'd recommend trying the fan games. Here's two that I think are great starters. They're on Steam and on consoles as well. Scarlet Curiosity is a bullet hell game, but it's 3D and you can just jump over all the glowing balls this time. You can beat this game fairly easy on normal difficulty. The other one is a Metroidvania where you can play as everyone's favorite time-stopping maid. You get the full Dio Brando experience by stopping time and throwing a lot of daggers at shit. I would highly recommend it. There are a ton more fan games you could try, but there are definitely some you'd only play if you're already a fan of the franchise though. There's also a couple that are in early access that look like they'd be pretty cool too. I'll have to check them out once they get released. Oh right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Touhou Lost Word. Yeah, patchy, dummy thick. Yomu's maid outfit looks cute. Looking forward to getting it. Anyway, I hope to have my next Touhou video out sooner, but I'd temper your expectations on getting that much of a, good advice for me going forward. My videos are essentially Touhou shitposts disguised as Lost Word videos. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, friends.